Welcome to the Retirement Railroad 2.0. I'm Steve, and this is a very special edition of Workbench Wednesday for Punking Robert the Flying Crow. Uh, most of you know, ever since the rumors first came out a couple years ago about the CP purchasing KCS, I have been ribbing Robert the Flying Crow that he needed to start adding maple leaves onto his white with red lettered Jeeps and SDs that he has on his layout. And of course, he always threatens to send me to timeout. And so what we're going to do, this is the Tuesday after the Oklahoma City train show, November 15th, 2025. So that'd make this the 18th of November, 2025. We have an ops session scheduled at Robert's house in January 2026. So about 2 months away. And Jason, the train freak, aka Colonel Cottonmouth, suggested that when I redo the decals, the KCS decals, that I really need to put some beavers gnawing away at the S in the KCS. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add maple leaf and the KCS with that little beaver. All right, that little beaver gnawing away at the S. So that should be a lot of fun. So at the trade show, I picked up a blue box Jeep 35 dummy, dummy and unlettered, undecorated. So I've got to get it painted up, and I stripped out all the window glazing or glass out of the windows and lights, and it's all prepped, ready for painting. And the wheels themselves are plastic, but they're all messed up, to say the least. I don't know if you see this or not, but this is all wonky. So I went ahead and I've got some extra set of wheels and bearings, and I put the powered wheel sets into the chassis. All right, and so now it rolls right and everything. And I was talking with Jason yesterday, and he's a little bit of a prankster too. And he was saying that he Tsunami 2s or Tsunami decoders, Soundtrax decoders, have a horn that will play "Oh Canada." Oh Canada. And I said, well, hell, all right, I already got the metal wheels in the frame. I'll just I'll solder on the leads, and I'll put lighting in this thing, even though it's a dummy, and he can add the sound decoder, sound/lighting, sound card decoder, and that'll make it pretty cool. Well, then the other thing happened. As Jason and I were walking around the train show, all right, we ran across a freight car. And Robert, and I try to avoid politics on this channel, but Robert is ultra conservative, okay? And what would be better to prank him with than an entire train, okay? So we got an icebox reefer with Bernie Sanders. And I'll add the KCS shield over here with the Beaver gnawing on it. And then, not to be outdone, one car does not make a train. We will add Hillary to it as well. And I looked around, and on Saturday I saw some KCS cabooses. And so on Sunday I was going to go back and pick up one of those. Well, somebody bought all three that I had seen on Saturday. So I'll have to find a cheapo caboose, and I will get it painted up and re-lettered as well. So with that, hang tight, and we will get right after the getting the leads in and getting the shell painted up and decaled. All right, stay tuned. All right, this is a picture of a prototype that we're gonna use as a model, so to speak, for our conversion. So we're at the paint booth, getting ready to start on this Blue Box GP35 shell. The KCS did not have any GP35s, but then keep in mind, this was a top secret project as legend goes, and so it may never fully have been recognized. And we're putting together a few coats of primer here. And it's slow and steady. I think it took 3 to 4 coats of primer, and then furthering of multiple coats of white. Well, after 3 coats of primer, then we're going to start with some white. And we're going to use gloss white. Get it all mixed up. Get it into the air gun. And then we can proceed to put multiple coats of white down. Again, thin, slow coats. All right, build it up over time. That way you don't get any run marks, etc. All right. All right. So now we have our second coat of white. Okay, so now it is time for our third coat of white. the merger that took 50 years in the making. Now, some people will say it's just legend. Right? Others of more historical nature tend to believe that the story was or could have been real, with almost a sense of time travel involved in the evolution of this story. So we start out with the brand new, fresh from the electromotive division assembly line in LaGrange, Illinois, now McCook, where this brand new GP35 was sporting a brand new in merger process paint scheme. Okay. And we pick up where this locomotive and a matching caboose, along with head-end power from the Burlington CV&Q, are approaching the Downers Grove Fairview Avenue station, where they're going to pick up a couple of time-traveled icebox reefers. So with that, let's switch on over and pick up the action. Here we are. And with that, the train heads out towards off to Aurora, and then on to the Quad Cities in St. Louis, where it will be interlined with the Rock Island, who is granted trackage rights for our train to make it down to Shreveport and the Flying Crow. So hang tight, and we'll see it arriving on the Flying Crow layout. As we're finishing up the last coat, sit overnight before we start our decon. We look at the details before we take one more look. There's the Herald in the front and the rear of the engine, and followed by the KCS with the Beaver on the way and the Maple Leaf. And there you have the shell decal. Picked up a cheap used Bachman caboose at Municipal Stock Hobbies here in Oklahoma City, and it had to be stripped down to strip away all the wiring in the Pacific and the Beaver. Well, and we had to go through the same process as we did with the getting it primed up. And I guess this one probably took about 4 coats, 4 maybe 5 coats primed to get it for a 3 coats of white to it. And of course, once we had So now the super secret negotiation merger train has arrived in Alexandria, Louisiana on the Flying Crow layout. Unbeknownst to the Flying Crow, Robert, who at this point was still in bed, by the way. And I had snuck out early in the morning to the train shed to set this all up. Now, Jack and Grandpa Rails, JD, arrived shortly after 9. We had breakfast and took our time and went out to the shed about 10 o'clock, 10:15, something like that. And I whispered to JD and Jack to take a look to the left as they entered the shack. And so now let's go ahead and watch us entering the shack, the train shed, and seeing Robert the Flying Crow's reaction to all of this, shall we?
I hope nobody's got epilepsy. Is that light's going out? Nope. No, it's changed since you were here.
It looks great.
Yeah.
It looks great in here. Wait a minute. This one. This is all just.
Yep, I did all this since you were here last. Oh, who did that? Oh man. Oh man. Oh,
Who
man.
did what, Robert?
Oh man.
Look at the work crew
Oh man.
and the icebox reefers.
Oh man. Maple leaf on it. Beavers. Yeah. That's what those beavers are. Oh man. Yeah, man, I hope you got a big trash can.
Don't you dare.
Don't
you dare.
That's okay. I got video of it, evidence of it going around the track. It's even on the live stream this morning.
All that matters is the proof. All that
So there's no denying it.
no denying.
Oh.
There's a storyline behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
The year 1976. Secret negotiations were occurring between the Canadians and the KCS.
Oh man.
When a pioneering paint scheme was thought of and made up at the EMD plant in LaGrange, Illinois. To get it to the KCS, it had to travel by the Burlington and then the Rock Island down to the KCS in Shreveport.
I tell you, guys.
Now it's a dummy.
Good. It'll
So-
melt easier. Oh man. Gotta love it. You want me to go get my 45?
Well, it turned out to be a great weekend of operations at Robert the Flying Crow's layout. Jack did rename it to the Beaver route, or Route of the Beavers. And so anybody that runs Robert's layout now can say they did the Beaver. So we'll finish up with some more running video of Robert's new fantasy train. And you all have a great day. I know we did.